Let's take a look at this branded content exercise to get you a little more familiar with what you might encounter in this next assignment. So if your assignment was to do some branded content for a student org or campus media for the School of Journalism and Mass Comm, how would you start? So the first step is to consider who the audience is, right? So we'll think about that in a minute. Also, you have to identify the organizations, right, and which organization you're going to do. So it might be Bobcat Promotions or KTSW, the University Star, Bobcat Update, AAF, which is the American Advertising Federation, Ad Club, PRSSA, the PR student group, National Broadcast Society, Social Media Club, Student Event Planners, Association of Hispanic Journalists of Texas State, Society of Professional Journalists. We have a lot of student orgs in campus media in our unit. So we will talk about the audience in a moment, right? So I want you to be thinking about who the audience might be. And we've got the organization, so you'd have to identify which organization you're going to focus on. And then you've got to do some research and create content, or research to create the content. So some of the information you will need, what are the benefits of the organizations? What do the organizations themselves say are the benefits? What are some of the services provided? What's the purpose of the organization? What's the mission? Oftentimes organizations have mission statements. What are the requirements to join? What are the costs to join? And then what focus should you use for your persuasive piece on join the organization? And it's persuasion by information. So it's not enticing someone to join with a specific inducement of this will happen to you, you will get this job, but it's about here are the things that this organization does and some of the benefits that can help you in your career. So why would you join, and what are some of the benefits of each of these organizations, or the one you're focusing on? And then where should you place this content, right? Where should you spend your advertising dollars to place this sponsored content? So if we were going to look at, say, Ad Club or the Society of Professional Journalists, we might consider some of the benefits to be networking with professionals. Ad Club takes trips to ad agencies. They bring in professional speakers. They do training, and they go to conferences. SPJ has award competitions, internships, job banks, training, conferences, local speakers. So a number of the organizations have similar benefits, and then some have some specifics. So if we're talking about audience, think about who the audience would be for a student org for the School of Journalism. Obviously, SJMC students, potentially other majors, because many of the orgs are not restricted just to our majors. So other majors interested in these professions and skills. Would it be freshmen versus seniors? Would you target one group over the other, or would you target all of them? Would it be grad students? Are grad students permitted to join? Would it be major specific? So would you look at just advertising majors for Ad Club, or would there be a reason to attract other majors? Some of the organizations have national offices, so the national orgs reach all students. So is there some benefit to the national orgs and looking at taking the approach of all students around the country? Why would they want to join? When they were talking about step 2, and the benefits, services, those sorts of things. So professional development is a big benefit, obviously. Bettering the industry, right? Increasing your knowledge of the industry. If we're talking about focus, perhaps you'd focus on, it's a resume builder. Campus pros, pros come to campus so that you can connect with them. You can gain specialized knowledge about that specific profession. And then where would be an effective place to advertise? Well, since we're talking about an audience that is in our space, bulletin boards around Old Main, potentially, and then potentially around campus. Websites, local websites, but depending on your scope, national websites. Social media, of course, or maybe with campus media. So let's take a look at what this might look like. So create a list of 5 reasons to join, or sometimes we call these listicles, right? So like, here's this list of things you should do or information you should have. We like to write these short, concise sentences, though, right? They are generally complete sentences. Sometimes there's an entire paragraph or even a couple of paragraphs written about each element. And it's okay to have a little bit of fun with these. In fact, if you're good at humor, the entire thing can be humor. Writing humor, however, is quite a challenge. So, do your best if you're going to go that way. So here's an example. Members are invited to a private reception with professionals who visit campus. Past presentations include the CEO of GSD&M Ad Agency, social media coordinator for Red Bull, and the Statesman Branded Content Director. And then you'd have links, presumably to this would be a link to the person's profile or a link to the publicity that happened when that happened, or perhaps coverage of that event, or even if it was recorded, a recording of it. Or you might just have a short one, free pizza at every meeting, right? So who can decline free food? And compelling images, always helpful, right? We know that we do much better with engaging the audience if we've got good images. The occasional meme can work. Sometimes you can do all memes, just has to depend on how good you are at humor. So let's see if this gives you a little bit of help as you move into this next assignment.